Welcome to Talk Birdie-tome. This is Australia's most popular golf podcast, with former world number 16 Nick O'Hearn, the only player to beat Tiger Woods twice in match play, and Tour Pro Mark Allen, who played professional golf around the world for 15 years, including a British Open. We're coming from our studio at Titleist and FootJoy headquarters. Titleist is the number one ball in golf, and FootJoy is the number one shoe and glove in golf. And thanks to our great partners, Watch My Numbers, the most powerful database golf app in the world. Download from the App Store or Google Play. Ping, as with Nick O'Hearn, will help you play your best. See your local golf shop or professional for a Ping Club fitting. The Golf Clearance Outlet beat everyone's prices. Visit golfclearanceoutlet.com.au for your nearest store. And Better, the fastest and easiest betting app in Australia. Now that's better. Now, from our studio at Titleist and FootJoy headquarters, it's time for Talk Birdie-tome. Here's Nick O'Hearn and Mark Allen.
Well, there is that much excitement about a couple of golf courses that are going to be built down in Hobart. It's just not funny. Nick Arnold, the CEO of Titleist FootJoy, he came back from there last week. He was that wrapped about the joint.
Yeah, he was giddy.
He showed me a few pictures. Anyway, we've been dancing around this for a long, long time, and we thought, well, let's get the mastermind of 7 Mile Beach on because he's a friendly guy and we both like him.
Yeah.
So let's talk to Matty Gogan.
Thanks, gents.
Oh, nice to see
Good
you,
to see
Matty.
you.
You're looking $1 million. You don't look like you're in your 50s or playing the seniors tour to me, mate. You look like you're about 42.
Well, sometimes when I look down the range, I feel young, but then when I go out there and play, I feel quite old. So
maybe it's all that hard work on the golf course down there at 7 Mile.
That's
But
true.
we find you in Colorado this week. You're playing the US Senior Open.
Yeah, Broadmoor, actually. Funnily enough, where my mum lost in the semi-final, I think, of the US Amateur. So I'm trying to exact some revenge.
Oh, absolutely.
Wow, what a story that'd be.
Yeah, no, you'll have to forgive us. How did you get into the tournament? Was it a pre-qualifier? You were exempt? Or?
Yeah, qualify.
Nice.
What did you shoot to get in?
I shot 1 under
at
a pretty tricky course up in DC. Windy.
Beautiful.
Set up like a US Open course. So, maybe I've got some form. It was a month ago, though.
Well, look, we wish you well in the US Senior Open, but we don't really care. We care more about your golf course. We've seen photos, your Instagram page of 7 Mile Beach. If you're not following it, folks, just jump on Instagram and get on it right now because some of the photos, mate, in golf terms, they're electrifying. How excited are you?
Yeah, obviously you sort of get to that point where we're about to open. It's been a long journey, and I just see all the issues and things we've got to deal with to get open, as opposed to being proud of what we've done. But it's pretty incredible, actually. Like mostly the people that grew up in the area can't believe it's there, which is sort of a statement for. They were smothered in pine trees. We knew the land was good. We knew we had amazing sand dunes, but we just didn't know you were going to see any of the water. You could only see little glimpses off in the distance. And then when we actually cleared the trees, and I was actually over here, it was during COVID, and Anthony Toogood, our superintendent, called me. He was standing on the top of the dune. He said, mate, you're just not going to believe this. Wow. There's water views everywhere. And that was just the cherry on top. So, Clayton DeVries and Pont came in and they've done an amazing job, and they've built a really classic links golf course. It's sort of not like one of those sort of minimalist, Barnbougle sandhills type courses. It's more like a classic links course. So it'll be a good differentiator for that, but they've done a phenomenal job.
I remember you talking to me years ago about this property that you had in mind down in Tasmania, and then to see it all come to fruition. You haven't stopped at one course. You're building 2 now, I believe. It was going to be, 5 Mile, but now you've changed your mind on the name?
It's going to be 7 Mile Beach North. There was a bit of confusion as where it was. People were asking, well, is it part of the same development? Where is it exactly? And it's literally the first hole of the north course runs parallel to the first hole of 7 Mile or the south course. So it's the same piece of property. Yeah, but we've been talking, I remember talking to Clates about it when he had photos of the raw land at Barnbougle, and he was talking about building a golf course up there. And I'm like, you're crazy building something up there. So why don't you build it at 7 Mile Beach? So I've been aware of it for a long time, and that was probably in about 2004. And then he turned out to be pretty right building up at Barnbougle because it's an incredible development, and we're hoping to achieve a similar thing down south in Hobart.
It's funny. I went to Barnbougle before when they just had the stakes in the ground, and I was the same as you. I was like, "You're not going to build a golf course here. You're a fool. What are you talking about?" It ended up being one of the greats. But anyway, the pine trees I love just surrounding the golf course is going to add something to it. It's a bit like Tariti in that respect. Nick Arnold, the CEO of Titleist, he went down there. He's played only 12 or 13 holes at the moment, something like that. He showed us a few photos. So what's the status of play at the moment, and when do you think we're going to be able to play 18?
We should be able to play 18 by the end of the year. We're sort of doing preview play at the moment. There is the top holes 3 and 4. They were sort of done last March, so they're the sort of furthest ones behind. So they're not quite ready yet. The rest of the course is probably ready, but we're just going to hold out until everything's ready, and we're just going to do the 11-hole loop until sort of November, December, and then blow it out with the full 18. But it's been the reception's been awesome. People have loved it. You can't believe it's so close to Hobart and so close to the airport, and I think it's everyone's really excited, and it's been the reception's been ridiculous, really.
And are you going to just keep it for yourself and all your mates, or is it going to be full public access?
No, it's going to be public. It's going to be public access. We're working through a few different. I don't mind the idea of having some sort of members during the year, or where because I mean golf could be quite seasonal, so it'd be nice to have people out there enjoying it during the week, and especially local people and stuff like that. So we're going through as many different connotations to get as many people as much access as possible. But with a second golf course, that brings in a lot more options too, as far as the model. And then who knows, we might not stop at 2.
Wow! Oh, there you go.
There we go.
There's a headline for you. No, I love that model. I love the model, Matty, where it's public one day, one course, and then the next day it's for the members. And obviously the courses are going to be just as good as each other. And that way, if you are a member down there, you play the North one Saturday, the next Saturday you turn up, you're going to play the South. So everybody gets a lick. Yeah. When you say others, one other or 2 others, or
put it so, there's a lot of land down there.
Right.
We have about 150 hectares. The second golf course will be another probably 120 hectares of land. So when you sort of get around that 300 hectares, it's quite a lot of room for golf.
Right.
And it's all pretty spectacular.
Just a question on the Tassie government. Are they being helpful? Do you think they actually know what they've got down there? You've got these 2 courses in King Island, you've got the 2 courses and the little one at Barnbougle. You've got your joint, which sounds like it could be 16 more courses. I mean, people are going to be flying in from all over the world to tick off these top 100 golf courses. Do you think Tassie, the government, do you think they actually know what they've got?
Yeah, like they do. They do. I think our project took a long time to fruition, and there's always a little bit of doubt around, until you actually build it. There's a lot of people have a lot of, dream projects that they're doing in Tassie, and a lot of them don't come around. Government's a little bit skeptical until you actually start clearing the land and producing the goods. And I think now that we've shown what we're capable of, and Hobart's such a game changer. Like there aren't too many, you have these remote resorts, and there's nothing to do except, play golf and hang out at the resort, which can get a little boring, and especially for the non-golfer. Well, I think we're sort of poised to get a lot of non-golfers, travel with the golfers, have a great weekend. It's easy to get in and out of. Hobart's just a fantastic city. There's so many great little restaurants, so many great other tourism experiences and boutique hotels. So I think having hopefully a top 100 golf course in the world, or 2 of them, will just close the loop on the whole sort of traveling around the island playing golf. So they're aware. They're aware. Finally.
That's good.
Finally, good.
I got to ask this one question. Throughout the whole process when you started this and, you're seeing it come to fruition, what has been the biggest stumbling block? There must have been something where you've gone, hang on, I'm not sure this is actually going to happen, surely. Or has it just been a constant sort of smooth ride the whole way through?
No, I think when we first got the permits, there was sort of an attitude around the investor group, was that when we didn't get any housing or any of the other stuff, we just got the golf course. They were sort of like, well, we tried, we didn't get the stuff that makes it financially viable. It's not going to happen. And I was kind of like, well, hang on a minute, guys, we can build this amazing golf course. Like Barnbougle, it works. It works as a business.
Field of dreams stuff. So, if you build it, they will come.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was, playing on tour, obviously. So I sort of wasn't the last few years, this is all I've done is push this through and do all the sort of stuff at the coalface with the council and, all the different bureaucrats. But when I was leaving it to sort of other people, and it was just it was gestating, but it wasn't really going anywhere. we ran up to a point where we looked like we might lose the permit, and that's when I decided we have to do this. So a buddy of mine, we sort of, cleared out all the other investors and just sort of had a crack, and here we are now. But the difficult thing is just dealing with bureaucracy in general. It's a really slow process. Your project's not important to them. It's the most important thing to you. They've got hundreds of other projects or emails or things to deal with, and they just don't see any. You're just on the bottom of the queue sometimes, and it's really frustrating when you don't get an email for a month, or you don't get anything. Something that literally takes 5 minutes to do takes 6 months to get a response on, and that's the thing that makes these sort of projects so difficult.
Hey, have you done a deal with West Point Casino? West Point, I mean, because look, I'm a social golfer these days. I love it, and the people I play with, we're all keen to come down. But what we'd love is to stay at West Point Casino, and we'd also like to come and see the Mighty Magpies play and play Tassie down there in the stadium with the roof on it. Now,
be magnificent.
I know that your 2 or 3 or 4 courses is your dream, but how much extra would it be if you did have the Tassie stadium down there and people come down, for a weekend and do all kinds of things?
It would be the biggest thing that I can't think of another business that could have more impact in the history of Tasmania than an AFL club. If you look at what it's done at Geelong, Geelong's a very similar size to Hobart, and they moved to Cardinia Park, I think, in 1944.
Yeah.
How many other Australian businesses have even been in business since 1944? And it's the having 11 weekends that are full, the economic impact, the social impact. It's insane to me that there is any, and it's become a political football, and unfortunately that's what politicians do. They see a few votes and going against it. They wedge the community, the local community. Everyone should have just jumped in and said, we're all on for it. I don't care whether you're Green, National, Liberal, Labor. You say this could be the best thing that could happen in Tassie.
Correct.
We're just going to do it. But instead, we're in this sort of situation we are now. We're going to another election, and it's quite disappointing.
It's fair to give them nuts. Just say it. It's crazy what they're doing.
Yeah.
Because what it would do for Tassie is people aren't just going to go down there in summer. If there is everyone's football team plays down there in winter, you're going to get people coming in winter as well. You'll be booked out, Goggy. I don't think they get it.
No, and they don't get it. And the thing is, they can't differentiate between investment and expenses. It's pretty simple accounting. There's capital expenses that are investments, and there's things that you have to spend every day. Building the stadium is an investment in the state. Even the Clarence Council had to sort of, they did their own economic development impact, and were disappointed because it was had such high numbers on it. It was like 300 million a year, and that can't be right. There's no way that can be right. We're going to
have another look.
We don't agree with that. But anyway, you think about it. So if that's $300 million of extra economic activity. It's not in spite of something; it's extra.
That's right.
So you talk about $1 billion stadium, and within 3 years, you've had enough economic activity to justify the stadium, and from then on, it's gravy. But
that's right.
Yeah, don't get me started on that; it drives me crazy.
No, well, look, I'm not coming down to watch Collingwood play Tassie and give them an absolute bath. By the way, I'm not going to come down there to a VFL style stadium. I just couldn't. No. I'm not going to do it. I'm coming down with the roof, nice seats. Stay at Rest Point or that stadium, and then come and play your golf course.
Unfortunately, obviously, I'm a very passionate Tasmanian. I feel really connected to the place, and I know a lot about it. And the disappointing thing is Tasmanians seem to have that attitude of we just need to do what's the bare minimum we need to do to get the football stadium. What's the bare minimum we need to do to get the team? When really this is an opportunity to have. If you're going to build a stadium, build the best 23,000 seat stadium in the world. Yeah. If you're going to build a high performance center, build the best high performance center in the world, as good as anything that Real Madrid or Collingwood or the Dallas Cowboys have, because that's what you've got the opportunity to do, as opposed to turn around and say, no, let's do what's the bare minimum we need to do to get it by. And unfortunately, they're not seeing the opportunity for what it is.
It's a little bit like Optus Stadium in Perth, isn't it? Where everyone raves about that
Adelaide
stadium,
Oval.
how good it is. Adelaide Oval.
Adelaide Oval's transformed Adelaide. I mean, we know it works. Look, we've got our fingers crossed for you, Matty, and we can't wait to come down and play and hopefully see you. We'd love you to make the cut and perform on the weekend.
Hey, we might be talking to the future US Senior Open champion.
That's right.
Here.
I have the trophy. That's right.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Make the cut. Give it a rest.
That's true. Well, I want to see you. I want to see you perform. Good on you, Matty.
Oh.
Good luck this week.
Thanks, gents.
Thanks,
Congrats
mate.
on everything too. Congrats on the book, Nick. Congrats on all the podcast success and all the little tips I see on Instagram. You guys are killing it. Well done.
Good on you,
Awesome.
Matty. Good on you.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah,
Can't
what
wait to see you again.
Cheers.
Cheers.
What a ripper bloke. One of the best blokes you'd ever meet, Matty Goggin.
Absolutely.
Got a few anger management problems on course. That's okay. That's okay. He's a ripper off course.
Oh, you're a funny man.
Good on you, buddy.
Hey, thanks,
you.
mate.
No worries.
You're
Cheers,
a star.
Yeah, hit him well. How's the course, by the way?
It's good, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah. Old school, plenty of rough.
Ah, cool.
Greens are severely sloped back to front. It'll be interesting.
How
Yeah.
far is your 8 iron
Good.
going up there?
I hit my 8 iron about 152, 153 meters now. So what's it going, like 160 something meters?
160 up there in Colorado.
You hit
unreal.
your 8 on that fast still, Jesus.
Man,
Yeah,
I
he
hit my
always
8
was-
iron
he always was
147 yards.
He always was 2 clubs longer than me.
See you later.
Thanks,
All
mate.
right. Cheers, fellas.
See you,
Bye.
buddy. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
And that's been Talk Birdie, Australia's most popular golf podcast with Nick O'Hearn and Mark Allen, coming from our studio at Titleist and FootJoy headquarters. As everyone knows, Titleist is the #1 ball in golf and FootJoy the #1 shoe and glove in golf. Wherever you get your podcasts, make sure to subscribe, maybe leave a review, and we'd love you to share the pod with a friend who loves their golf. Huge thanks to our fantastic partners. Ping, like they do for Nick O'Hearn, will help you play your best. You can see your local golf shop or professional for a Ping club fitting. The Golf Clearance Outlet always beat everyone's prices. Visit golfclearanceoutlet.com.au for your nearest store. Watch My Numbers is the most powerful data-based golf app in the world. You can download from the App Store or Google Play. And better, they've got the fastest and easiest betting app in Australia. Download from the App Stores today. Now that's better. Keep in mind, what are you really gambling with? But for now, from our studio at Titleist and FootJoy headquarters, thanks for being a part of the show. We'll see you next time.